Hi, everybody. I want to summarize a couple of the key ideas that I hope you walked away from the Desmos investigation with. First of all, I want to take a look at the sine function, y equals sine of x, and just a couple of key features about the sine function, okay? I want you to note here that the sine function crosses the axis at 0. It crosses the x-axis at 180 degrees, and it crosses at 360. Or if you're working in radians, it would cross at 0, pi, and 2 pi radians. Okay, that's really important to know. Okay, some other things that are also pretty important to know. The sine and cosine functions both have an amplitude of 1. Okay, remember the amplitude is the amount that the graph goes above or below the midline. Okay, so you can see here, it's just got a height of 1 going above the axis and has a height of 1 below the axis. So that's the amplitude. We've also talked a little bit about the period of the graph. The period is the amount of time or the distance basically that it takes for the graph to go through one complete cycle. Notice for the sine function, the period is going to be 360 degrees or 2 pi radians. That's how often it repeats. Okay. Anyway, those are kind of the basics about the sine function. Let's take a look at the cosine function. I guess I should erase this mark that I put here. If we take a look at the cosine function, you'll notice the cosine function is literally the same function, except it's been shifted back. So the cosine function, I'll bring this up here. Cosine of x, literally the same function. The only difference with this is notice that it's actually been shifted back. Instead of crossing the axis at 0, crosses at negative 90 degrees, and then it crosses at 90, and it crosses at 270 degrees, okay? Still has an amplitude of 1. Notice that the period is still 360 degrees. Hits a max of 1, hits a max of 1 over here at 360, so it cycles every 360 degrees. Midline is still the x-axis. All of those other features are the same. So those are kind of the basic features of the sine and cosine function, and in a couple of future videos, we'll take a look at some of the different transformations that we can do and how those will affect the appearance of the graphs.